unlocking your potential. Harness the power of positive thinking. Ladies and gentlemen, let me start by saying this. You're here today because you've made a choice, a powerful, life-altering decision. Whether you realize it yet or not, simply being present right now means something. It means you're ready to take control of your life again. Maybe you've hit rock bottom. Maybe you've lost everything. Your job, your relationships, maybe even your sense of identity. Or maybe you haven't fallen that far, but you feel stuck. Stuck in a rut, stuck in fear, stuck in self-doubt. Whatever brought you here, I want you to know one thing above all else. You are capable of more than you think. Now, let's talk about what more really means. More doesn't mean perfection. More doesn't mean having all the answers. More means believing in yourself enough to take the first step, even if you don't see the entire staircase. Because when you commit to unlocking your potential, you begin to uncover strengths within yourself that you never knew existed. And trust me, they're there. They've always been there. You just need to learn how to tap into them. Positive thinking is often misunderstood. People hear positive thinking and they roll their eyes. They say things like, "Oh, just think happy thoughts and everything will magically work out." But that's not what positive thinking is about. Positive thinking isn't about ignoring reality or pretending problems don't exist. No, it's about shifting your perspective. It's about choosing to focus on solutions instead of dwelling on obstacles. It's about seeing challenges as opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable barriers. Think about it this way. Imagine two people standing at the base of a mountain. One looks up and says, "Wow, this is impossible. It's too steep, too high, too hard." The other looks up and says, "This is going to be tough, but I can do it. Let's figure out how to climb." Who do you think has a better chance of reaching the summit? Both face the same mountain, the same conditions. The only difference is their mindset. That's the power of positive thinking. It gives you the courage to move forward, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. But let's be real for a moment. Starting over from scratch, rebuilding your life after setbacks, it's hard, really hard. There will be days when you wake up feeling defeated before you even get out of bed. Days when the voice inside your head whispers, "Why bother? Nothing ever works out for you anyway." On those days, it's easy to give in to negativity, to feel like no matter how hard you try, success is always just out of reach. Here's the truth. That voice, it's lying to you. It's lying because it doesn't understand the incredible strength you carry inside you. It doesn't know that every time you push through pain, every time you refuse to quit, you become stronger. Resilience isn't something you're born with. It's something you build brick by brick through perseverance and determination. And the foundation of resilience? A positive mindset. So, how do we cultivate that mindset? How do we train ourselves to think positively, especially when circumstances seem overwhelmingly negative? Let's break it down together. First, recognize that your thoughts shape your reality. Think about it. When you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you tell yourself? Do you say, "Ugh, another terrible day," or do you say, "Today is a new opportunity"? Those little internal conversations might seem insignificant, but they add up. Over time, they influence how you approach challenges, how you interact with others, and ultimately, how successful you become. If you want to change your life, you have to start by changing your thoughts. Start small. Instead of focusing on what's wrong, look for what's right. Even in the darkest moments, there's always something to be grateful for. A sunrise, a kind word from a friend, the simple fact that you're still breathing. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, and that shift alone can transform your outlook. Next, surround yourself with positivity. This is crucial. The people you spend time with, the content you consume, they all impact your mindset. If you're constantly around negativity, whether it's toxic people or draining media, you'll absorb that energy. So, ask yourself, are the people in my life lifting me up or pulling me down? Is the information I'm consuming inspiring me or weighing me down? Be intentional about who and what you allow into your space. Seek out mentors, friends, and communities that encourage and support you. Read books, listen to podcasts, watch videos that inspire you to grow. Fill your environment with reminders of your worth and potential. Surround yourself with light, and you'll find it easier to shine. Now, let's talk about action. Positive thinking without action is like a car without fuel. It might look good, but it won't go anywhere. Thinking positively is just the first step. To truly unlock your potential, you have to act on those thoughts. Take bold steps toward your goals, even if they scare you. Remember, courage isn't the absence of fear, it's taking action despite fear. Maybe you're starting a business, pursuing a new career, or working to heal broken relationships. Whatever your goal, break it down into manageable steps. Celebrate each small victory along the way. Progress, no matter how slow, is still progress. And every step forward builds momentum, making the next step a little easier. Of course, there will be setbacks. Everyone faces them. It's part of the process. But here's the key. Don't let setbacks define you. Use them as learning experiences. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow stronger? Every failure brings you closer to success if you choose to see it that way. And speaking of failure, let's clear something up. Failure does not mean you're a failure. Failing simply means you tried something, and trying is infinitely better than staying stuck in fear. Some of the greatest successes in history came after countless failures. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Can you imagine if he had given up after the first attempt? We wouldn't have the light bulb. Your journey will be unique, but the principles remain the same. Believe in yourself. Take consistent action. Learn from your mistakes. And most importantly, never stop dreaming. Dreams are the seeds of greatness. Without them, we stagnate. With them, we soar. Let me share a personal story with you. A few years ago, I found myself at a crossroads. Everything I thought I knew about life had crumbled around me. I felt lost, defeated, like I'd never recover. But deep down, I refused to accept that version of myself. I started small, reading motivational books, practicing gratitude, visualizing the future I wanted to create. Slowly but surely, I began to rebuild. It wasn't overnight, and it wasn't easy, but I kept going. And today, I stand before you as proof that transformation is possible. You might be wondering, how do I stay motivated during tough times? Great question. Motivation comes and goes. That's normal. But discipline keeps you moving forward when motivation fades. Build routines that align with your goals. Set daily intentions. Hold yourself accountable. And remember, motivation often follows action. Sometimes you have to force yourself to take that first step, and once you do, inspiration kicks in. Another important aspect of harnessing positive thinking is visualization. Picture your ideal life in vivid detail. What does it look like? How does it feel? Visualization primes your mind to recognize opportunities that lead to your goals. When you can clearly see where you're headed, it becomes easier to navigate the twists and turns along the way. Lastly, practice patience. Change takes time. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is a fulfilling life. Trust the process. Trust that every effort you make is bringing you closer to your dreams. And while you're waiting for the big breakthrough, celebrate the small wins. Did you wake up early to work on your passion project? Win. Did you resist the urge to give in to negativity? Win. Did you smile at someone who needed it? Win. These moments matter. They add up. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this. Your potential is limitless. You are capable of achieving extraordinary things. All it takes is belief. Belief in yourself, belief in the process, and belief in the power of positive thinking. You've already taken the hardest step by deciding to start over. Now keep going, keep climbing, keep shining.